This is Investor Ideas, and we are talking today with Jay Hutton, co-founder and CEO of VSBLTY Groupe Technologies Corp. VSBLTY is the world leader in proactive digital display, which transforms retail and public spaces, as well as place-based media networks with software-as-a-service-based audience measurement and security software that uses AI and machine learning. VSBLTY is traded on the CSE under the ticker symbol VSBY.
Jay, thanks for joining us today.
Welcome. Thank you for the opportunity.
So the company just jointly announced that it has joined the CyberOps Alliance. For listeners, that's a major international cybersecurity integrator. Could you discuss the background to the news and also give us a bit of an overview of the alliance?
Yeah, we've been talking to CyberOps Alliance for probably a year now and engaging in greater and greater levels of intimacy with the company, and really kind of reached the point where it made a lot of sense for us and for them, frankly, to join the alliance in a formal fashion, which we did recently. Now, the company, the CyberOps Alliance itself, is composed of various companies with various security focus, various different disciplines within security, from cyber security right the way through physical security. And, the people involved in the CyberOps Alliance are military four-star general right through to a civilian security person. So it's a very broad range of capabilities, assets, and personalities, which of course will expose us to a brand new marketplace. We're excited about it. The CyberOps Alliance itself has a very interesting and colorful history of managing pretty complex projects, both governmental and non-governmental. It's multidisciplinary, which is part of what really attracted us to it. By that I mean, from folks that you may have heard the term white hat, black hat hackers. These are white hat hackers that protect critical infrastructure, Fortune 500s on the cyber side, so the internet, sort of open big eye internet side, right the way through folks that do shot detection capabilities for public spaces, acoustic systems that identify where shots are coming from. So you can imagine, or as I just described, this is from the internet side of cybersecurity right through to the physical side. And for us, because they had identified significant opportunities emerging in facial recognition and the related disciplines, we felt it was time for us to join. They have among their customers large Fortune 500s that are engaged in projects that are very comprehensive, from perimeter security through to access control, web threats. And, if you think about it, there's an emerging marketplace or requirement now for tracking persons of interest on the internet. Think of a terrorist or someone that threatens a school, right the way to when they actually show up at the school with a weapon. That latter piece is the visibility piece, because we do comprehensive and high accuracy weapons detection. But of course, the first part of that is beginning to track a person as they make threats in the cybersphere. So it's a really interesting and comprehensive approach, and we've determined that the demand for that kind of thing, holistic, top-to-bottom security solutions, it's becoming more and more of a requirement.
So talk about the visibility vector technology and its applications in this joint venture.
Sure. Visibility Vector is the third of our three delivery modules. It is the module which incorporates the most comprehensive and advanced algorithm technology for both facial recognition at scale and object recognition. Think of weapons detection. So we use machine learning to conduct analysis in real time. We teach computers, in conjunction with cameras, to interpret their surroundings. Very complex stuff that never really existed just half a dozen to a dozen years ago. It leverages the capacities of artificial intelligence. It leverages some of the really outstanding work being done in algorithm development to identify and categorize a scene analysis, identifying weapons within that scene. If there are people within that scene, it first identifies people. How do you determine a person versus a dog? And once it identifies a person, it then tracks that person to find the face. When it finds the face, it can connect that face or match that face to a curated database, if you think of a local application, or a national electronic database, if you think of the no-fly list or the anti-terrorist list. So it's very interesting technology that applies in stadiums, airports, transit hubs, Fortune 500. What's unique about our approach is we incorporate Vector, our facial recognition and identity-based module, into cameras that are both existing CCTV, closed-circuit television infrastructure, or incorporated directly into our digital sign, which makes it really unique. Closed-circuit TV camera has the negative aspect of being stuck up in a ceiling, 30 feet, 60 feet high, think of a casino or a mall. So its angle of attack, its viewing angle is down on the top of a head. So it's very difficult to get those legacy CCTV camera technologies to find a face. They can find bodies, they can find heads, but it can't often find faces. When we leverage the visibility technology, 3 solutions, digital display, data analytics, and security, in the digital display piece, we add cameras to digital display. Think of wayfinding solutions in a mall or a digital out-of-home ad. We incorporate camera technology. Now, those technologies, the displays, are designed to make you look at them. So we've got the double efficacy of not only delivering a message to an audience, but driving the eyeballs of that audience to a screen so that we achieve a security utility as well as delivering a promotional or advertising utility or an information utility, if you know what I mean by that. So all of that taken together kind of identifies what makes Vector, along with its cousin modules in the visibility world, that's what makes it most effective.
Can you give our listeners an overview of other security applications and any agreements and relationships the company has entered into?
Sure. We have probably a 2-year-old relationship with Muller Group International, headed up by Jeff Muller, ex-FBI senior staffer. He has active business in 28 countries, and we're part of a solution set that he takes. Generally speaking, he gets called into an environment where there has been a threat or there's been a security review, and he'll not only advise on threat and risk assessment, but he'll also offer up solutions that will help to mitigate threats in the future. So we've been part of that for a while. The unfortunate piece of being in the security business, especially as a public company in the security business, is it's like Fight Club. You don't talk about it. And the successes that we have, and there have been many, can't really be documented because the very nature of security is that it exists in the shadows. And if it's to be effective, it is not to be well known. So we've got sort of the Achilles heel of not being able to trump our victories, which is unfortunate, but we understood the rules of the game when we entered the marketplace. But part of what we do in terms of when we deliver these solutions to our customers, we generally and interestingly, and really with a high degree of differentiation, we don't necessarily enter into a security conversation. We enter into a marketing conversation that happens to have a security utility. And let me give you an example. We deploy a solution at a big trade event. And at that trade event, the objective is to find out at this large trade event how many males, how many females visit each booth at the trade event. And when they visit the booth, where in the booth do they visit? Do they visit location A, location B, location C? And which of those locations do they spend the most time at? And if you would determine which of those locations they spend the most time at, is it males or females spending the most time at location A? Is it 27-year-old females or is it 37-year-old females? You understand what I'm saying? So we deliver a significant marketing database, real-time collected database that marketing people can draw insights and inferences from. And on top of that, assuming we have a list of people that we want to make sure are not in the venue, this list will either come from a national database or a locally curated database, generally given to us by those that we're protecting. We then look for those people in a crowd, and we can do this at scale and in real time, which makes us a rather unique value proposition.
So looking at your competitors, what would you say are your advantages and core strengths in the security sector?
I did mention this before, but I'll highlight a bit more on that. VSBLTY sells 3 discrete software modules: visual display, data analytics, incorporating camera and machine learning, and vector, which is the security piece, finding persons or objects. We have competitors in the first module, display. We have competitors in the second module, data analytics. And of course, we have competitors in the third module. But here's what's interesting. There's not a single competitor that addresses all three modules. So we kind of have a unique opportunity to take an aggressive position in the marketplace because we have this very unique approach. I know that it's a valuable and a legitimate approach because I'm beginning to see partnerships form among my competitors, which to me is the sincerest form of flattery because it does indicate that we might have gotten it right on that one. But you know, in digital display, there's a lot of competitors. In data analytics, there's a few, and in security, there's a few. But like I said, nobody that's spanning the horizon of those solution sets.
Zooming out a bit, you obviously have firsthand experience. How big a role do you see AI playing in the global security market, and what are some of the key markets and targets for your company and its technology moving forward?
Well, I definitely have a point of view on AI in general. I believe that the companies that will be successful in the broad, really, really broad category of AI are those that break down the components of it and apply it to a specific segment or segments. And that's precisely what we've done. Our stock and trade, our principal value proposition is a value proposition we deliver to retail. That's not exclusively what we do, but it's principally what we do. So we do a few things in retail. We do digital display. We're talking about a marketplace that has virtually no digital display at the moment. So all of that growth lies in front of us. The second module, of course, is our data analytics, where there's almost no data analytics in retail right now. I'll give you a quick factoid. 71% of retailers will have vision analytics in some form by 2021. The current state is less than 5%. So all of that lies in front of us in the very short term. So we've got this unique ability to do that. And of course, the third thing is to be able to deliver a security solution to those same retailers, not only in terms of loss prevention, but, you know, serial shoplifters that keep returning to a specific location. We can enroll them in a database and proactively look for them, not within legacy CCTV cameras, although that's certainly available to us, but in eye-level signage where you cannot really avoid looking at it. So the efficacy is considerably more profound than it would be in legacy CCTV. So the point is exactly what I said before. We've taken this broad category of artificial intelligence and applied it to a small set of market segments where we are asserting expertise, leadership, and of course the pioneering role that we've had for some time now.
InvestorIdeas.com reminds all listeners to read our disclaimers and disclosures on the InvestorIdeas.com website. All investment involves risk, and this podcast is not meant to be an endorsement to buy or sell securities or products. To hear more podcasts, you can go to InvestorIdeas.com/audio. And a reminder, you can also hear our podcasts on iTunes, Google Play Music, iHeart.com, TuneIn, Stitcher, Spreaker, and SoundCloud. To learn more about visibility, please visit VSBLTY.net or visit the InvestorIdeas.com profile page at InvestorIdeas.com/co/VSBY. And for disclosure purposes, VSBLTY is a PR, news, and social media featured company on InvestorIdeas.com.